How y'all doing? My name is Baron Smith. I'm known as Smitty. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I'm an author, a filmmaker, a writer, and a director. I roughly have about 15 books, but it's one book I want to talk to you guys about in particular. It's called From Getting Shot to Taking Shots. But before I get into that, let's talk about some of my other titles. So this first book right here is my mom's favorite. It's called The Miranda Way. This is my Black Girl's Magic book, so it's definitely a great read. This next book right here, His Wife or Death. This is a great read. This is more like on a psychological type of book that's it has a lot of roller coasters in it, a lot of emotions and things like that. Definitely a great book. I think all my books are great, so I'm going to keep on saying that. My next book is The Prison Wall, about a guy who kills his best friend and then has to go to jail. But when he's in jail, he finds out that his aunt, who he lives with, is dating a warden. So guess how his jail time went? Probably pretty easy. So definitely a great read. And one of the last books I want to talk about is The Dirtiest Reason of All. So it's part of my trilogy, and this trilogy right here started off with A Dirty Little Reason, and this was the first novel that I wrote. This trilogy, well, not this book, but the trilogy is my first novel that I wrote. So it's definitely this book. I'll tell you a little bit about this book. I wasn't going to write this book. I was going to end it at the second book called A Dirty Little Reason 2, but my fans, they wanted a little bit more. I kind of left A Dirty Little Reason 2 like just have something just to have you thinking. So I wrote this book strictly for my fans that requested me to write this book. So it's definitely a great read. So for the feature book of the day, it is called From Getting Shot to Taking Shots. And here's the title right here. I bet you're wondering why, and that's me on the bike too, why am I on a bike with crutches? Well, I'll tell you. So July 1st, 2017, I just finished eating dinner. It was 4th of July weekend. It was on a Saturday. It was a beautiful day in St. Louis. So I'm riding down a popular highway, listening to Mystical. I'm on my bike, my motorcycle, normal day, hot, warm, very nice. All of a sudden, at the same time, it was like a loud thump, and then I felt a bad sting. So if you ride motorcycles, you kind of understand that you're going to, like as you're riding on the road, sometimes you may run over rocks that may hit you in the leg or arm or something like that. So I didn't really trip off of it. I kept on going, maybe another minute or two. So it just didn't feel right. So I looked down and I saw nothing but red. So I immediately pulled over on the highway, pulled over on the median. And by the time I made it, I got off my bike. I didn't crash. I got off my bike, walked to the median, and I passed out. When I woke up, it was people surrounding me. It was two nurses. One nurse had a tourniquet on my leg, and that kind of revived me. And I'm just gonna leave it just like that. So it's a great read. So it's kind of like a two parts book. So From Getting Shot is me on the motorcycle getting shot. Now the taking shots on July 24th, 2018, roughly a year later. And by the way, July just is not my month. Even though it's my birthday month, for the last 4 years, it just wasn't my month. So I was diagnosed on that July 24th, 2018 with type 2 diabetes. I went to the doctor, wasn't feeling right. Like a lot of people that get diagnosed with diabetes, wasn't feeling right. Came out, he was like, okay, you got type 2 diabetes and your A1C level is 8.1. So that's pretty high. If you don't know anything about diabetes, that's how they rate. Like it's a 3-month period that they test your blood, and they kind of can, on an average, how high your blood sugar levels is. So I was 8.1. So immediately he went to the metformin. He said, hey, I'm going to prescribe metformin. I said, no, doctor, let's do this. Can I try to do it naturally? And my doctor, he's for doing stuff naturally. So I said, I made him deal. I said, if I can, if I don't get on medicine and I come back, my A1C level is good. Can I, remain doing what I was doing? He was like, if you can do that, yes. So I immediately started eating right. I cut out sugar. I started working out. Actually, that same week, I started working out. And I lost about roughly 15 to 20 pounds. So I came back 3 months later. And can you guys guess what my A1C level was? It was 4.9. It was like I didn't even have diabetes. So, I just was taking care of myself. So 3 months later, which was October, just by eating right, I maintained it. I controlled it. So I've been doing that ever since. And it's been pretty good ever since. I slip up every now and then. But the reason why this book is very dear to me, because I show you, it goes from me showing you scenes when I got shot to my meal plans to how I, eat, on a daily basis, like a daily meal plan. So it's a very good read. I suggest, you guys please go get it. It's very good, especially if you ever been shot, the emotional roller coaster you go to, or, you have diabetes, it may help you a little bit. So now, before I go, I also told you I'm a filmmaker as well, too. So I'm not going to leave out there without showing you, telling you about one of my films. So this film right here, The Last Rest Stop, we just finished doing that. I wrote the film and co-directed, and it's a short. We finished that up late last year, and we entered in some film festival, and it won first place in a couple of festivals. So definitely a pretty interesting movie. It's about a lady, a college girl that's done with her school. This summertime, she's ready to go home. She lives about 4 or 5 hours away, with all the studying for finals and things like that. She didn't get no sleep, so she just wanted to go home. So we all know what lack of sleep do for you. So she risked it, and things started happening to her on the highway. Did they really happen to her, or was she really dreaming? So I'll let you guys find out. I'll put the trailer on there and links to it as well. And like I said before I go, here's my website, baronsmith.net, and please check me out. And thank you so much for letting me share my talent and my information with you. Thanks.